What's up, everyone? Sean here, and welcome to another episode of the Hawke Talks. Today, I wanted to talk about the PlayStation 5, the console itself, but not only that, the showcase that happened not too long ago, where they revealed some new games, but the rest of the games were pretty much like repeats, but a little more footage, I guess, for each of them, for the most part. And of course, just the pricing and all that stuff finally was revealed, which everyone wanted to know, including myself. So wanted to just express my thoughts about the current situation of things, how I feel about it now, and so I'm gonna have some random gameplay in the background. I think it's gonna be Call of Duty, most likely, but anyway. So wanted to talk about the console itself. Just wanted to get that out of the way as of now. Anyway, so as predicted by myself and many other people, it was going to be $500, pretty much. 500 US dollars, or $499.99, I guess, if you want to be really specific. So yeah, it's good old $500. I thought it was appropriate price for the a brand new console like the PlayStation 5. I think it matches up with the for marketing purposes with the 5 and all that stuff. And not only that, it's a more powerful system, so naturally I think it's going to be a little more expensive, right? But at the same time, you have to remember that these consoles have to sell. They have to get into people's hands. So companies like Sony have to lose out quite a bit of money just to get these consoles into people's hands, especially during launch. They really want to make sure that these consoles do get into the people's hands, so that they can sell the games to make up for it and exceed the loss and start to make profit from there and revenue and all that stuff. That's just a layman's terms or layman's explanation of how things work when it comes to these situations, from what I've observed anyway. I remember the PlayStation 4 back then was also in that same situation where, yes, it was $400, so pretty much they were willing to lose out on some money to get those PS4s in people's hands. Same thing here. I think same thing's gonna happen here. They're using more powerful technology here, so the 500 isn't really going to help all that much. It's just because, it's just more stuff. So naturally, it's going to be a little more expensive. And how I currently feel about it? Well, first off, I actually was able to land a pre-order when it comes to the PS5 disc version. And I was able to get mine from Amazon because I had a little discount code, and also I have a little store card, so that I can just pay it off not at once, and just pay it off over time and stuff. So there is some financing and whatever going on with that, and so that is pretty much the plan for right now. Now, I wanted to add in this, before I forget, about my pre-order experience. Not as significant as, I guess, other people would have, but I did try to pre-order the PS5 during day one at Best Buy, on the website anyway. When I did, it was in the cart, right? And I hit the checkout button, but the checkout button wouldn't do anything. Even if I did get past the checkout button, it just told me to sign in, and it just went back to the cart again. And so I was like, what the hell? It kept saying like, oh, the system wasn't working or something like that. Try waiting or whatever. And pretty much it was trying to say that the PS5 already sold out in pre-orders. So without even saying so, but it's just something I figured what happened. So I kind of just went with that. And I kind of gave up eventually on Best Buy, and I was able to luckily land one on Amazon by luck, just because one of the Twitter accounts that post out cheap deals on video games and stuff like that. I think it was like Wario64 or something like that on Twitter. Posted a Amazon link, and I clicked on it as soon as I could. And lo and behold, that's how I was able to get myself a pre-order. So that was chaos from what I've seen though. Like for everything else, like I know like a lot of people were trying to get their PS5 pre-orders, and yeah, a lot of people's stories are pretty similar for the most part. And of course, there's a lot of scalping going on. Of course, on eBay, they definitely got to do something about that, because that's terrible. It's a terrible practice, and I think those people should have some sort of consequence brought to them somehow. That's just my 2 piece on it, or 2 cents on it. But I think overall, though, it was chaos, to say the least. But however, I think today, as I add this in, Sony themselves, or the PlayStation side of things themselves, on Twitter apologized for that. They pretty much said, well, if we're going to be honest, it could have gone a lot smoother, that sort of thing. And that was the gist of it. So I thought that was funny. But, it was, yes, it was chaotic, to say the least. And at least they're aware of it. They actually show some sort of communication about it. So that's something, right? And they said that they're going to, be more informative next time. Like, let people know when the pre-orders go up before. Hopefully, that's the idea anyway. Instead of like just out of nowhere, like by surprise, having all these retailers just like, hey, we have pre-orders, and people just kind of find out by luck, and then all the others just kind of miss out on it. So but anyway, that's just my overall like pre-order experience when it comes to the PS5. Also though, part of the plan is that for whatever reason, if I don't have most of the money by then, you never know what happens with your money, right? Because emergencies happen, with family or whatever it is that could happen to you. I always look out for those things, and it's a pre-order, so for whatever reason, if I don't have enough money by then for the PS5, I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel it. I have no problem waiting for the time being until one, I have the money. Two, the possibility of these PlayStation 5s coming with like really game-breaking bugs or glitches or whatever it is that the consoles will come with. You don't want to be part of the recall process, and obviously you don't want to be going through the inconvenience of waiting for your PlayStation again to arrive, after having yours break, and possibly not even get that replaced, just because sometimes communication is bad, and the staff or the workers or customer service kind of just straight up says no, just because you kind of did this and this and that, even though it should still fall into the terms of service or whatever it is. And sometimes those things don't happen, and I've kind of been through that with a couple of electronics, and that pissed me off. So definitely that's still a possibility, one way or the other, and you just gotta take all the precautions and stuff like that. So this being a pre-order, I can have the luxury of just canceling it if I don't have enough money for it. And again, I can wait. There's gonna be a number of people who are gonna be waiting anyway, so it's not like I'm missing out or anything like that. And also, the launch titles for me anyway have not really grabbed me so strongly. I think maybe the closest thing for the PlayStation 5 game at launch to really like get my attention, I guess, is Miles Morales Spider-Man. But I'm going to be most likely going to be occupied with Cyberpunk, which I will get on PC. So the reason why I just placed in pre-order is just because I can, and also for the sake of content creation, I just wanted to capture my experience of open up the PlayStation 5 and see what's inside and all that stuff. Just want to capture the moment. You know what I mean? It is a unboxing video through and through, but for me it's just keeping the experience, capturing it, and I don't know, it's just something about that. It just feels kind of good about it, or magical, I guess you can say. It's like one of those like moments where you can like compare yourself to being a kid again and getting a Christmas present, that sort of feeling. That's I guess that's a feeling that I do get when it comes to these situations. The brand new console, man. Oh my gosh, you get it on launch day or launch week. Oh my god, I'm part of the cool kids club. I have the PlayStation 5 right in my hands. And people are still waiting, blah blah blah, and whatever. And yes, admittedly, when I got the pre-order, it did feel good to land that pre-order for the PlayStation 5 and stuff. And I am prepared to lose $500 just from the console itself, of course. But there's always the controllers, the games, of course, the accessories. That's how definitely they get you, right? So for right now, I feel all right with it. But the other plan is just that for whatever reason, if I don't have enough money, I can just cancel the pre-order and just wait. So I have some flexibility, and but once it actually happens, get ready to get those monthly payments out of the way. But yeah, now when it comes to the whole like console war sort of thing going on, I personally don't care. I was gonna get a PlayStation 5 from the beginning. Like the whole Xbox lineup never really grabbed me from the get-go, especially from the start of the Xbox. Like games like Halo and Gears of War and a couple other games that came out over the years exclusively. And not only that, like now that the whole PC thing is integrated, there's for me no point of owning an Xbox other than for people who don't have like an entertainment sort of media machine where you can like stream Netflix and play some Blu-rays and such. That could be something for you then. That's definitely something worth investing, because from what I can understand, I don't know if it applies nowadays, but Blu-ray players are pretty expensive, right? And not too far off from video game consoles. So if you might as well get a video game console as a Blu-ray player, so that way you can have more ranges of entertainments in case you're bored or something. And not only that, you have other things to stream, like Netflix. I think you can have YouTube in there, assumingly, Twitch, of course. So it's more than just a Blu player. So I feel like selling just a Blu-ray player, excuse me, is sort of pointless. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, back onto the Xbox thing. I digress. Never really was ever enticed into making myself a owner of the Xbox, and this time around is no exception. I just go for the PlayStation 5, and plus I have a PC now, so it's entirely pointless for me to even grab the Xbox. So unless I want some sort of machine in the living room or something, like like I said, entertainment media machine in the living room, maybe. But I don't really go to the living room anyway to watch movies and all that stuff, and I don't really watch stuff with my family anyway. So it doesn't really justify that sort of purchase unless it's on sale or something. Then maybe, but otherwise, unless I can get like a really solid deal on the Xbox Series S, even, it's not gonna happen. So again, PlayStation 5 was a purchase from the get-go. Like I'm more of like a Sony guy, plus a Nintendo, and again, I have a PC, so that's just my situation anyways. So that's why I really don't care about the Xbox, no matter what they say. The Game Pass admittedly is enticing and such. That's where I think it will shine for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm still sticking with the PlayStation, and it has plenty of like the sort of features, like the graphics and all that stuff, and still has all the other features, like I'm being able to play Blu-rays and such with the disc version, of course, and stream Netflix and all that stuff. It does everything that the Xbox does. It definitely does come down to the games, of course, themselves, and also the backwards compatibility thing that people have been sort of raving about. or you know, harking about. It definitely does suck that it seems like the PlayStation isn't going to be, you know, backwards compatible that we wanted to. But I have a feeling that they're gonna make a workaround for that and make people pay more money for it, possibly, which is the whole like PlayStation Now that they've sort of pushed back then on the PlayStation 4. I think there were some good old games on there, right? Like classic games, if I'm not mistaken. But if that's not the case, that's probably what's gonna happen in the near future once the PlayStation 5 kind of, you know, gets the, you know, traction. And I think they're gonna use that as the old, you know, classic PlayStation sort of emulation sort of center point to start from there, possibly. Or just not do it at all. That's the other possibility as well, and just say, oh hey, we have the PlayStation 4 games and the PlayStation 5 games. You know, that's it. So, I guess the only way to get the PlayStation 3 games or whatever it is that you want to go for, then you're just gonna have to emulate it on your PC, possibly. I think there's emulators for every old PlayStation system, so should not be impossible or out of reach, right? So I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm probably just rambling at that point, but let's see. So I guess that's pretty much it on the console side of things. The whole like console war thing, I really don't care about. I'm still getting a PlayStation no matter what, pretty much. Say what you will. But when it comes to the showcase that I mentioned earlier, after thinking about it, you know, time always definitely changes my first impressions one way or the other. I think in the video I said it was pretty satisfactory or exceptional. I think it was just because I got what I wanted. I was personally satisfied. You know, I got what I wanted to know, which was the price point and the release date for the console, which I did by the end of it. So I was satisfied. But as a whole, I should have addressed that a little more clearly. I think the showcase was mediocre at best. Sure, there were some good games the new good games that were revealed, and it was nice to see some like longer demonstrations for like Demon's Souls and such. But I think overall there were a lot of repeats, and this is just something that should have been separate for, you know, just upload that trailer for, you know, on the PlayStation YouTube channel or something, right? I think that whole presentation could have been like cut down by half, so it could have been like a 30-minute sort of presentation and just show off the games that are worth showing, like Miles Morales. You know, there's that whole thing with the walking around the market or festival or whatever that was, and also the gameplay demonstration. That was pretty cool. The Demon's Souls demonstration, that was probably worth watching as well, you know, especially for the fans, right? Showing off the graphics and everything, the lighting and all that such. I think that was a good demonstration on that part. Probably could have been boring for a number of people because they just don't know it, they don't get it, they don't understand it, and it's just some knight walking around easily killing enemies until the boss, of course. But you know, looking from the outside in, it might have been boring in their eyes, which I could understand. But the biggest one, I think, in my opinion, was the Final Fantasy 16 reveal. That was like the big wow, and I felt like that should have been one of the last games to be saved for the reveal, and started off with Spider-Man. I felt like that should have been the thing, but you know, that's what happened. And and of course we can't forget, right at the end of the presentation there was Ragnarok, very like briefly teased with the logo and stuff, which I was right, it was a God of War game, because I haven't played any of the God of War games, which I can feel some people will say, you gotta play it, man. I know I have a friend that's been telling me to play God of War, but I understand. I understand the appeal, and maybe I will get around to it at some point. It does look interesting to some degree because it is Greek mythology. You know, I love Greek mythology and the Greek gods and everything, like, you know, Ares or Eris. Zeus and all that stuff, and and Kratos and all that. And anyway, so point being, I am into that whole Greek mythology thing. I'm a sucker for that. So it definitely is sort of up my alley if I were to start it. But for the time being, though, I will just look from the outside in for the most part. But maybe when the whatchamacall, they reveal the like more about Ragnarok, maybe I'll get excited. You never know, right? And plus, the PlayStation 4 God of War game is going to be tied in along with all the other PlayStation Plus games and all the other PlayStation games that were in that sort of bundle, right? They revealed about the whole PlayStation Plus sort of thing where if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can have access to all those games anytime you want. So that could be an opportunity for me to step on that stone and pick up God of War from there, possibly. And probably other games as well that's in that lineup. So never know. If I just grow bored enough or something, we'll kick in and be like, hey, you should try out God of War. I'll definitely try to get my hands on the older God of War games, of course, the trilogy. And then, dive into the PlayStation 4 God of War game. So that could be, a pretty sound plan to get myself into God of War, possibly. But we'll have to see about that. So, I think that's pretty much it. The showcase could have been better, but it did the job, I guess. But it could have been better, certainly. But I got what I wanted to know, which was the price and the release date of the PlayStation 5. And, having the pre-order in my hands now, I do feel good about it. Pretty much locked in. And I should be able to get it. But, like I said, you never know what happens with money. So I'm going to be smart about it and, act accordingly. And hopefully things all go to plan and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's make this like 20 minutes. For this video. So if you guys have any thoughts about the PlayStation 5 or anything else related to this video or topic, leave it down in the comment section below. Love to read them, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos such as these. Really appreciate it, guys, and your support is always much appreciated. So of course, don't forget to check out all my social media stuff like Twitter and Twitch. It's all in the description. And I'm pretty active on Twitter, so if you want to follow me there, that's you're more than welcome to. And so this has been my thoughts about the PlayStation console itself, where I'm at right now with it, and also my thoughts about the showcase that happened recently, and maybe some random thoughts in between. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.